This is a short bite episode of Homeschool Together. Hello and welcome to Homeschool Together Short Bite Edition. Thanks so much for joining us today. We have a short review on another app for your phone. Yes,
a wonderful free app.
So we've been talking a lot about getting outside, doing nature stuff, hiking. We've talked a lot about that. We talked about that in our summer activities podcast as well as our review of All Trails, and talking about a couple weeks ago regarding the kind of unit study that I've been doing, kind of an outdoor naturalist unit study. And we're going to talk a little bit about this cool app that's free that you can download on Android and iOS phones called Seek. And it is a wonderful app if you're out in the wild and you get that classic question, what is this? And I just took a picture of Ariel and it says she's a placental mammal. And that's
nice to know. I had my headphones on, so maybe we confused it.
Yeah, they couldn't find her exact species. And it got me a little concerned. I worried about what our children might be. A cross of Homo sapien and placental mammal.
My goodness.
I don't know what that is. Placental sapien?
So the app that we're talking about today is called Seek. And this is a free app. It's a joint collaboration between the California Academy of Sciences and National Geographic. And the way that this app works is it's got a camera button on it. So you hit the camera and you go up to anything. This will identify plants, amphibians, fungi, fish, reptiles, arachnids.
Take a picture of me. I'm a fun guy. Yes! Thank you. I'll show myself out today.
Reptiles, arachnids, birds, insects, mollusks, and mammals. So if it's one of those species, which is most of living things, then it will be able to identify it. So you take the camera, you put it up against this. It could be a caterpillar or a leaf or, some bark or whatever it is.
We did today. There was a plant we wanted to identify. We didn't know what it was.
That's right. You went hiking with another father today and their kids.
And we went up to this thing and said, what is this? And I took a picture of it and it says, this is in the touch me not family. And we both looked at each other and said, kids, don't touch that. And it's obviously something, but it turned out to be like those seed pods explode.
Right.
And that was why they call them touch me nots.
So depending on how well your pictures and how well it can identify it, sometimes it just gets the general family.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets all the way down to the exact
species
name
of what it is.
Like we did one the other day at the park.
Yeah.
It was a bit of blackberry that was growing up through because we have blackberries everywhere here in the Pacific Northwest, and it was growing up through the bark. And I took a picture and it was like, this is like in the bramble family. Like it couldn't get it exactly, but the fact that we can turn on this app and identify a bird, a leaf, a bug, anything that we see out when we're walking in nature, and we can get this information, and it gives you not like a ton of information on it once you've taken your picture, but it gives you some just general info on it. Then you can go use Google and find out all you want about that exact thing. But the fact that I can just use my camera, identify something in seconds, and then you can log it and you can log your observations. So there's kind of two pieces to this. There's Seek, and then there's iNaturalist. iNaturalist is an online naturalist community. If you log in with that, then any of the things that you take pictures of will be logged with your username and where you took the picture. And scientists use these photos to help them identify different areas, different species are in and things. So if you don't log in with iNaturalist, like we don't have an iNaturalist account right now, for example, then all your observations are just saved on the Seek app. So there's a couple of cool things with it.
Well, first they want you to put your area in, like where are you located?
Right. So it uses
our city in.
Yeah, it uses your locator on your phone, I think.
Yeah, they'll let you do that, but you also select what town you're in.
Right. So you could select a different town. Like if you wanted to see what was in a different area of the country or the world, you could do that. So at the very top, it'll say species nearby. For example, I have a bunch of pictures here: salmonberries, thimbleberries, purple foxglove, banana slugs, American robins. It gives you a bunch of different species that are in your area that are common. So kind of cool. And you could select one and learn a bit more about it. When you look at any of the items that come up, if it's a plant or an animal or whatever, it gives you the name. It tells you whether it's native or invasive. It gives you just a short about from Wikipedia, so nothing too crazy. It gives you a range map so you can see where this has been found by other people using the app. And so it gives you a good idea of kind of the range that this thing grows in or lives in or whatever. And then it gives you the taxonomy. So it'll give you the kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and the scientific name all the way.
Facilium.
This is Rubus parviflorus, the thimbleberry. So anyways, each of these taxonomy stages, it will try to, when you take the picture, it's going to go through these stages and it'll go as deep down as it can identify. So sometimes it'll say like, rotate your camera a little bit to get a better view of this or something. So it can try to get further into the identification, but it'll go as far as it's capable of going based on the quality of the picture that you're able to get. And it also shows like how many iNaturalist people have observed this in this area or worldwide, and the seasonality of when it's usually observed, and some similar species. So that's kind of the information that's given once you get onto something. So it shows you the species around. You can use your camera to identify things. There's also challenges. Each month there's a different challenge. Like this month, for example, there's an exoskeleton challenge. So you can look at the challenge and you can... Basically, the mission is to find 5 species of arthropods, and you tap to load species nearby in your area that would fit this challenge. So you can look at all these things. Oh, okay, an Asian lady beetle, a western tiger swallowtail butterfly. I can look at all these different things, and then my kids and I, while we're walking, can be on the lookout for these. If we can take pictures of 5 of them, we can earn our challenge badge for the month, right? So it's just kind of a fun thing to do, but there's a different challenge every month. And I just think that that's pretty fun. Like last month, it was a pollination challenge. There's been bee challenges or wildflower challenges. And you can do older challenges that have already gone past if you want to, if your kids really like that. But I think it is so user friendly. It is so easy. Open your camera, point it at something. It tells you what it is. And if you want more fun, you can do one of these cool little challenges. Yeah. And it's free.
And if you're really stealth about it, you'd be the smartest person on your block. You'd be like, yeah, hold on, let me just check what this is. Oh, yeah, this is a foxglove, of course.
You know what I really like this for? In a very like...
Being super smart to your 6-year-old?
No. In a very suburban way. When we're walking by, we're going on our walks and we walk past somebody's house or something, and I'm like, man, that is a beautiful flower.
Yeah, we had
or whatever.
At my mom and dad's house where we're like, what are these trees? We have no idea. There's some ornamental plum or something like that.
Yeah, and they're super pretty, and we're like, what are these trees, right? and I'm always like wondering that when we walk by, especially someone's house and got something that's just beautiful, like, what is that? Now I know I could just use the Seek app. It'll tell me, and I can log that observation for later. And so your observations are kept in the app, all your pictures. So, you can see all the things that you've observed. You can even just collect those pictures. And it's a good way to reference back for your kids. If they're walking along, say, didn't we see that one before? You could go to your observations, go, yeah, look, here's the picture of when we saw that. That's a Pacific banana slug.
Well, and what's also cool is when you do the selection and you change from, say, plants or all to like a plant or to an animal or to like a fungus, it actually updates the available things that are in your area. So I just changed to fungi, and all of a sudden it's now showing me all the various fungus that that I might be able to find if I'm walking through the woods.
Right.
So it's really cool. So if you're looking for something specific, you can update what your filter is, and it will show you those things that are available in your area. So like on demand, the carousel updates, and you have the available things to immediately start looking for. So I think that's another cool feature is if you're looking for something specific, you can find it immediately.
And so it's pretty cool. For each one, it gives you the information about, like it'll say if it's native or not. It also says whether it was introduced, it was brought by humans, but it's not here naturally, or it's a threatened species. It's likely to become, be in danger of extinction later. So it's pretty cool. Like it gives you some neat information's like endemic means the species naturally occurs in this area and isn't found anywhere else. For example, the Cascades frog. So it's really fun. I could see us just playing around with this app for hours of looking at things and then trying to see how many of the things that are native to our area we could collect.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's like
having Wikipedia, but with like
no, I was
remember there
I
was
was
that
gonna
app that
say
could
it's
you
like
could
a
figure out the
helpful
song?
Pokemon Go because you're actually going to look for things. You're using your phone. You're
Is your phone-
collecting all the
Is
things.
your phone digitally casting out this thing?
I just mean like
Remember there was that app where they had an app where you played it. If you heard a song playing, you're like, I don't know what this is. And you just like put the app up, open it up, and it would tell you what the song was. Or if you start humming what you think it might be, it will guess what it was. So this is sort of like that for like the wildlife.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. And I like the collection aspect. If your kids are into collecting pictures of things, and then you can collect all your observations, and you can collect all the different plants that are in your local area, different animals that you see. It's such a cool app, and it's free. So
the Seek app, it will be available on both iOS and Android systems. So check it out. Put it on your phone.
yeah, we'll put a link in the show notes to the one.
You probably got 50 other apps on your phone that you don't use. Let's toss on this one. It's something you actually can use.
I think this is great. This is the best app that we've found for identifying, trees and plants and things. So, and this one does animals too. So bonus points. Thanks so much for joining us today and making us a part of your homeschool journey. Please engage with us on social media. Join our Homeschool Together podcast group on Facebook and find us at Homeschool Together Podcast on Instagram. We'd love to hear your feedback, questions, and recommendations. Until next time.
Happy homeschooling!